And this is where I start. I start with this. A lot of times I'm not even physically, able to have this on me. Like today in the Nike store, I was coming down here. I stopped. That's why I was late. Stopped to the Nike store to buy some shoes for my twin. And boy needs shoes. Baby needs shoes. Baby needs shoes. So we stopped with some shoes for the boys. They're 5, so I don't know what size shoes they wear. So me and my wife on the phone went, I don't know, 13, whatever that means. That sounds big, but that's actually small. So I'm looking all over the store for 13s and they ain't got them. But anyway, this guy walks up and he's got arms like arms and arms, big arms. And he works there because he's got this earpiece thing on. And I'm like, oh, sure, I wouldn't do it. Now I got 2 seconds to decide if I'm going to say something to this guy, right? He passes me and I stop him as he gets about right here. And I say, hey. And he turns around and says, hey, you work here? And he goes, yeah, I do. I said, listen. Wow. I says, have you, and now I've got on body by shorts. I wasn't like this in the Nike store. I had on body by shorts going right down my leg. And a t-shirt, all right? And just some tennis shoes and no socks. That's just how I ride, all right? And I'm kind of looking like a bum if you ask me, all right? But and he says, I says, hey, real quick, have you ever heard of the 90-day challenge? And I pause. And as I say it, I point down like this. And he goes, no. And I go, are you kidding me? With arms like those, you've never heard of it? I compliment him. And he goes, no, I haven't. What is it? Now, at this point, all right, now it does kind of help. I have a small t-shirt. I have been in the gym for the last few months, so it does help a little bit that you can kind of relate, So I says, well, man, I tell you, it's the hottest thing going in fitness and weight loss. It's a fitness and a weight loss challenge. I'm one of the promoters responsible for the development, all right, in this area. And I'm looking for some guys that want to help me get the word out. Now, that's a little bit different than what I taught you, but you got to be cool when you're 5-star now, all right? So he says, really? Well, what do you guys do? I says, well, we don't own a gym. We don't own a facility. We help folks lose weight and get in shape by giving them a meal plan centered around a 90-calorie shake. I says, listen, if you're looking for more than what you got here, I'm going to do something for you.
Bless you.
And you know what he says? I'm always looking. I'm always looking. And I said, tell you what, let me finish finding these 13s. And I'll be back and give you a sample of the program and give you some information, and we'll go from there. This is great. I'll be waiting on you to come back in. So I bought my shoes, I put them in the car, walk back in with this and this. All right? I walk back in with these 2. All right? I says, hey, here's the challenge. This is who we are, right? Here's a sample of the product. It's this is one shake. Dump it in 8 ounces. Real quick, 20 seconds. Dump it in 8 ounces of milk. Put it in a blender. Blend it up. With arms like those, I know you've been drinking protein for years. This ain't strange to you, right? And he laughed. He's like, yeah. So I says, and then we didn't even get into the product. And I says, here's a CD that you can listen to on the way home. Tells you everything about what we do. He was like, oh, great, awesome. I listened to that on the way home. And I says, here's my buddy John Knox. I put John on the program. He lost 65 pounds in 90 days. Listen, this is good. You may not know John Knox. You may not know Jessica Rush. Get to know their stories. They're friends of yours. This is a buddy of yours, okay? You can say that to anyone. Hey, here's my friend Jessica Rush. She lost 23 pounds in 90 days on the challenge and got her sexy back. Completely amazing story, right? It makes it real to this person that you know this person now. You don't have to be Facebook friends with them and call on them every couple of days, but you know their story, okay? I give this to him, okay? And of course, I open this up and I say, look, they featured our company in Success Magazine, September of last year, as a $25 million challenge. This thing is hot. We put 100,000 people on it last month. It's going nuts. And at this point, he's getting excited. So I kind of back down a little bit because I don't want him to get too excited in the middle of the Nike store, right? And I says, well, listen, I can't promise you anything, man. I says, but take this home, try the product. Why don't you give me your number, okay? I'll go ahead and put you in my phone right now. What is your number? I'll call you so that you can log me in. You saw that? I'm going to call you so that you can log me in. He didn't say he wanted my number, did he? But I'm calling him so that I have his number. Why? So that that's right. Listen, you can hand your cards out from here to LA. Nobody's calling. Okay? I drive up in that BMW, which is a really nice car, brand new car, with $350,000 in bonus checks in the back seat. and my picture in a magazine, nobody calls you. They don't even call me. I'm serious. I'm not being funny. Nobody calls you. People are just busy, okay? But you get their number and you call them, okay? So I says, hey, throw your number in there, Dean. I'll call you real quick. You can log me into your phone, right? I'll call you on Sunday when I get back in town. He says, dude, I'm off on Sunday. I says, hey, I got a party on Sunday at 7. All right? You can come meet some of the folks that I'm working with and see what this is all about firsthand. He says, I will be there at 7 o'clock, wherever you need me to be. That was it.
Where do you get that packet with the CD? Is that
This
on the store?
Yes. This is in the buy store. You get 50 of these, $250, okay? $5 a sample pack, right? Let's say you went out and you handed out 10 and you got 2 out of 10. That's 20%, right? The other 8, for whatever reason, didn't like it, okay? 2 out of 10, out of 50 taster packs, you got 10 new promoters, right? 10 new promoters in this month, in a 30-day time period, okay? If you just took 6 of them and scheduled a party with 6 out of the 10, the other 4, for whatever reason, they signed up, but they disappeared. They're your ghost strippers, right? Those 6, you book 2 parties with each one. You help them pre-party. You help them make 3-way calls, right? You get them loaded up with some tools, and you help them physically do 2 parties over the next couple of weeks. You will break 6 rising star directors in their first 30 days, and you will be popping bugs in a new BMW in your first month. All right? That's a realistic program. And you can do it with all cold contacts. If you just get out and start asking the question, have you ever heard of the challenge? And use the tools as credibility. One thing I'm going to say, and this is it, these 2 together are a slap home run out of the park. A lot of times I don't use the success from home until the person expresses that they're looking for more financially. A lot of times I'll throw that out. Are you looking for more than what you got, doing what you're doing here? I ran into another guy today. This is so funny. I was in my gym parking lot. I pulled into my gym today because I don't have a job. And I'm sitting in my car eating some chicken wings. This is terrible. This is what I was doing. Eating chicken wings in the gym parking lot, about to go in there and work out. I'm sitting in my car, the car's running, and this guy walks out, and he's got big arms, this big dude, you know? And I was like, dang, this dude, you know, he's right. So I was like, man, I want to say something to him, but I don't want to put my chicken down, right? So my hands are greasy, you know, and I got some pollo tropical, you know, it's pretty good, right? 8 inch tropical. And some corn souffle, right? And it sounds good, don't it? And he walks right between my car. I'm like, he's just trying to get me to say something. And I don't say anything. And he goes to get in his truck. And guess what truck he gets in?
Yes.
No. A black Denali. Same truck I have, right? And I'm like, dang, this is just too good. Well, he gets in his truck, and I wipe my fingers off. And I get out of my car, and he's got to drive by me. I get out, and I stop him like a state trooper. It's so funny. I stop him like a state trooper. I'm like, hey, roll your window down. And he's like, he rolls his window down. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, hey, man, listen, I had to stop you. I had to say something to you. Dude, with arms like that, I got to ask the question. Have you ever heard of the challenge? He's like, no. I was like, the challenge? And he's like, no, I never heard of it. I said, listen, it's the hottest thing going in health and nutrition, #1 fitness and weight loss challenge in the country. And I am one of the promoters responsible for development here in this area that I did my thing. He goes, wow, that sounds pretty cool. He says, but listen, and I asked him, are you looking for more than what you got doing whatever you do now? And he says, actually, no, I'm really busy. I'm kind of tied up in what I do. And now, at this point, he's probably thinking this guy should recognize me. I didn't recognize him. And I said, well, what do you do? And he says, I'm the cornerback for the Jaguars. I fell out right there in the parking lot. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. You know, and he's like, oh, no big deal. I was like, I don't watch a whole lot of football. You know? But it was just so funny that we got to talking about the team and all. It was just a real cool story. But he was like, man, it sounds like you're doing well and da-da-da-da-da. You know, cool program, you know. And he agreed with me with this. He says, there's lots of people looking to get results that aren't willing to come in this gym and do what we do. He says that's a program that can work. See, you find a person that's been successful in life, and one thing they won't do is tear you down and tell you you can't do it. Even if they don't do it with you, they will build you up and tell you that you can do it. Right?